What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to catch up and have a chat about the week that was. So a weekly update coming at you. So what happened this week? Not a great deal. I have read a little bit more of House of Chains, the fourth book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series. I've put a picture up here to give you a look at the cover. It's better than me holding it up and blocking a lot of the cover out with my fingers. So I'm currently on page 600 and there's 1,015 pages, so I've got 400 pages to go, so I'm really enjoying that at the moment. What have I been watching this week? With a bit of movie talk, which isn't book related, but I thought I really want to see Halloween Kills, and I thought before that I'll just go back and watch all the Halloween movies that have been made. So a few of them I haven't seen in a long time. Some of them I haven't actually seen them at all. So I'm currently halfway through Halloween 2, and I just can't believe how young Jamie Lee Curtis was when she did those movies. So yeah, it's been very interesting and I'm enjoying that. So and with what's happening next week, I plan on finishing House of Chains by about Thursday, so that then I can get stuck into the next book that's on my TBR list. Now, just on that, I think the TBR list is going to be thrown into upheaval a little bit, and sometimes it does happen when a couple of fellow booktubers that I follow have actually been talking about one of my favourite Stephen King books, Needful Things. I hadn't read it in a few years, and it's made me want to read it again. So I think this one's going to jump the pile and go straight to the top, and hopefully I don't think it'll take me too long to read, and I'd like to review it on the channel as well, so I'll put a detailed review on in the coming weeks there. So looking forward to that, and then once I finish this I'll resume what's left on my to be read pile. Now, also today, I just wanted to give you an idea of how I go about planning my reading and that sort of thing, and just wanted to share with you a database that I use quite often called Fantastic Fiction, and what I've put on is a tutorial on how to navigate your way around and just put you on the inside track of getting to know what books are being released by favourite authors. It's a fantastic website, and words don't do it justice, so I've put together a tutorial for you to show you around, and there's a lot of fiction databases out there that are quite good, but nothing comes close to this, so take a look. And here we are on the Fantastic Fiction website. So this has been invaluable to me when I've been planning my reading, and in particular looking at all my favourite authors and when they have new books coming out. So you'll see here there's a few tabs along the top. If you click on Coming Soon, and if you pick on all formats and click on paperback, which is the most common format, and if you look at mystery and thriller, if that's what you're into, and then you can look at what's coming up in the next 7 days, 30, 60 or 90 days. So just for the sake of the exercise, let's see what's coming out in the next 30 days in the genre of mystery and thriller. Okay, so it'll bring up 159 results of any paperback coming out in the next 30 days, which gives you accurate information, including the exact release date. So if we scroll on down, see if there's anything you can recognise there. If you're into Nelson DeMille, you can see that he's got one due out on the 7th of December. If you keep going down, if you like Ross Greenwood, there's one coming on the 25th of November, and click on another page and it goes on and on. So let's see if someone well known has got something coming out, and just going to the third page there. Always gives you the date of release. Okay, there's this Sebastian Fitsec. He wrote a couple of good thrillers just this year, so he's got another one coming out on the 11th of November, and if you just click on him, it brings up his author page, and this tells you everything he's written. So it's got the complete list of novels there, the year of release, and there you can see The Soul Breaker is due out in 2021. So if you pick up a book in a bookstore and you think, geez, that was a good read, what else can I get a hold of by this author? Bring up the list, and then you can go right back to the beginning and hunt down Therapy, so you can follow him from the start. Obviously they're not series novels, so you can start anywhere in the list, but very handy if you're looking for a new author to read. And if you discover a new author, you can certainly start devouring their backlist if you wish. So if we go back, I'll show you another couple of cool things about this as well. So you can look at, besides coming soon, you can look at new books that have been released in the last 7 days, in the last 90 days, and so forth. So you can do that search as well. And you can have a look at this top authors. You can see who are the most popular authors, and they're ranked into their different groups in mystery and thriller and new authors. You can see who's new on the scene and who have released a debut thriller. For instance, I've seen this one around in Big W in particular. It's a debut author. So if you're looking at a new author who's just arrived on the scene, this is the place to look. Now, if you like a particular author, let's just say for the sake of the exercise, you like James Patterson, type him in. Now, excuse me while it takes me a whole day to scroll down his body of work. So you can see here, these are all the new books that he has released up until September and October, and then November and beyond. So if you are into the Alex Cross series, you'll know now that he's got one coming in November in that series. And if you keep going down, you'll see a couple of new releases here. The Women's Murder Book Club 22 is out in April next year, so that you can plan your reading and know that when that comes out you can pounce right on it. And not only that, it'll go through everything he's written and co-written, so you can see the Alex Cross series here right up to Fear No Evil. So it's very comprehensive. It has every book that any writer within reason has ever written. It's that thorough. Okay, so Women's Murder Club, you can see all those there. If you click on, say, 21st birthday, it'll give you all this information here. So it'll tell you when the hardcover comes out, when it comes out in paperback, audio and Kindle. You can go straight to Amazon Australia to pre-order this one. It'll take you straight to the Amazon Australia site, and as I've mentioned in a previous video, if you're a Amazon Prime subscriber, you do get a fairly decent discount. Just to show you how much of a discount you get, paperback $16, so that's the same price as what you get at a Big W, so pretty handy there. And if we go back, you can see his other series as well, Michael Bennett, and see if I was looking for the next Michael Bennett thriller. Occasionally I'll go on here and see what's happening, and then look down here and we'll see that there's another Michael Bennett coming next year, which is awesome. So that'll be book 14 in the Michael Bennett series. Gives you a full synopsis there and gives you the proper release date, so you'll know to keep an eye on that. You'll also see the Private series, and Private Rogue was the most recent one there, and nothing on the horizon yet, so I wouldn't think another Private novel will be released until mid next year or thereabouts. And let's just try another author. If you actually like Stephen King, it'll bring up his whole body of work as well. Now what you'll see here is the short fiction that was released last month. So what Hachette, the Australian distributor, have done is they've broken up a lot of the stories in his compendium volumes. So for instance, in Full Dark No Stars, a short story book that he released in, I think it was about 2011, and the Netflix show that it's based on, 1922, has actually been made into its own little book. So that's something that Hachette have done recently, splitting up the short fiction so that you can actually buy the individual titles from some of his books. And co-written with Richard Chismer in February, is Gwendy's final task that's coming out. So beyond that, no news has been released on what he has planned for later next year, but it just gives you an idea that up to 3 months in advance you'll know what your favourite author is bringing out, so you can really keep your ear to the ground and mark it on your calendar and buy it on new release day without going into a store and just realising, oh, when did this get released? How did I miss it? With this website, you can't miss it. Now, let's just say if you're into fantasy, let's just have a look at Raymond E. Feist, for instance. Now, his body of work is incredible, and it'll tell you everything here he's written, anything he's got coming out. So in July, there is another Fire Main book. So that's fairly a fair way in advance that you'll know the next book is going to be released. And you can see all the Rift War books here, all comprehensive. They all have pictures of the covers. And it's just incredible. So if you want to start a series, I started early this year with Magician and Silverthorn, and I've still got a Darkness at Sethanon to read, and then this series here will definitely be on my radar to read next year. Now, you can also go to, if you go down further, you'll have what he recommends you read, and he recommends a couple of other fantasy authors. But not only that, if you like Raymond E. Feist, it'll actually show you other authors that people who've been to this page are looking at in the same vein as Feist. So if you like Raymond Feist and you want more of his type of books, you know, similar books, you can actually look at Robin Hobb and Jim Butcher and all these authors here. One of my favourites at the moment, Stephen Erickson. If you click on that one, it'll bring up all his work here, and it'll bring up all the Malazan Book of the Fallen series, plus some of his other series here as well. And as I said earlier, it's really really comprehensive. Every single book written by prominent authors are here. And if you look at, let's see, who's another author? Let's look at Lee Child. It won't give me much information of what's about to be released because the Better Off Dead book was released last month. Nothing until April next year. Now, How to Write a Mystery, that looks like a non-fiction book, which wasn't on my radar previously, so that'll be interesting. Normally Lee Child will release a book every October, November, but we'll become aware of a new book around April, I reckon, because he gets on Facebook and gives a cover reveal or what have you. But currently Lee and Andrew have started the next book, so we don't know what it's about, but we shall see. But you can see here right from the first book, Killing Floor, right through to Better Off Dead. So if you find that you've picked up a batch of Lee Child books from a yard sale and you know, you picked up about 10 of them, you can go on here and look at the ones you're missing, so that the next time you go to a local book sale or the library or what have you, you'll know what gaps you need to fill. And again, all the cover art is here, and I can't rave about this enough. Now, there are other fiction database sites out there which are pretty good, but I believe this one's the best. It's got the best information, it's got the most up-to-date information on the net, and you can find anything on here. So some of you may be aware of this site, but for those that aren't, I think it's a fantastic tool, and you'll never look back once you start using it. So hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Mark it in your bookmarks on your computer, and happy searching. And yeah, the sky's the limit with this one. So there you go, fantastic fiction. Awesome database, and it really gives you a comprehensive look into everything that's going on with what you're into in terms of fiction and what's coming out and that sort of thing. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you're reading, what you're watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be coming back at you very soon with the next video. Watch out for it. Catch you next time. See ya.